Welcome to our meetup, everybody. My name is Adi, and today our host, our guest of honor, is going to be Kasha.
Hello, everybody.
Kasha is awesome, as all of you already know. She is a life coach, she is an activist, she's a writer, a blogger, and she is actually an entrepreneur, a woman entrepreneur who is trying to break in a very competitive market in Budapest, and she's trying to reach everywhere into the world through her experiences, through her vast knowledge about psychology, life, and just her crazy new topics about gratefulness. So I'm going to introduce to you Kasha. She's going to take forward with a speech about life changes. Let's have a round for her.
Thank you, Adi. Hello, everybody again. Before we start talking about life changes, I would like you to imagine a child. Let's say a toddler in your flat. A child who just discovered how to walk, and he or she is discovering all the world around with all the senses. Imagine the child and let yourself feel how it is to be this child. A baby girl or a baby boy. And look at your flat through their eyes. Look at the world full of things that are new for you, interesting, exciting. Look at the world where everything desires to be touched, taken, tasted. How it is to look at the world like a toddler. Who of you feels that this is an amazing experience to feel the world like something new and exciting? And now let's change the perspective. You are in the same flat, but you are not the toddler. You are a parent of the toddler. You observe how the child is discovering the world, the flat, and let me guess. You are becoming more and more tired of watching the child carefully to protect them in case. The child is like a volcano of energy. It's in constant movement, and you have to have your eyes in the back of your head to follow them. Am I right? Isn't it overwhelming? It's overwhelming. Yes, it's overwhelming. You become more and more tired, and you have a desire to stop the child, to ask them to just stay in one place for a minute, to rest a bit. But the child doesn't listen to you. It's not this space. Let's think about this child as every human being before all the socialization started. It's you, it's me, it's everybody before we internalized all the fears around, starting from the fear of our parents that when we discover the world, we can hurt ourselves. Plus, when we stopped doing that, they were less tired, less worried, more relaxed. We had happier parents. That was our reward. Those are our first reasons to stop looking at the world like a toddler, to lose this ability to look at everything as something interesting, fascinating, new. When our human nature craves for new experience and life changes to evolve. When to feel alive, we need this constant movement. We need desires, we need emotions. I would like to share with you my recipe for a happy life that is like rediscovering this state of being like a toddler. There are 4 ingredients. First of them is self-exploration, to rediscover your deep needs. Then, when you know your needs, you have to make dreams. You have to dream about what you would like to do to fulfill the needs you discovered. Then, it's the time to change your dreams into goals and specific plans. And the last point, the 4th one, Take actions. Take actions to reach them. Just 4 points. Just 4 points. But let's not lie, it's not so simple. It's scary, it's challenging and overwhelming. I would like to share with you a bit of my personal story to show that yes, it's challenging, it's scary, it's overwhelming, but it's also possible. I lived a life where I was resisting changes for years. That was life full of have to do's, should do's, shouldn't do's, fears. I had no idea what I truly wanted because I had no connection to my needs. I had one dream. That was a dream of never-ending holidays where I don't have to do the stuff I do every day. I was thinking about it like in 5, 10 years, when I'm ready, when I have enough money, you know. It wasn't a dream. It was rather a desperate calling for a change in my life, don't you think? I had some plans and goals, but I didn't have any connection to my needs, so all the plans and goals were rather about fulfilling someone else's expectations, or there were some opportunities and I didn't know how to say no, so I was doing those things and taking actions. This is, I'm sure everybody here knows. A lot of procrastinating and doing things at last minute. No excitement of doing something. That was life where every day seemed to be similar to the previous one. Life full of duties. Life that when I share it with people around, I hear how many of them identify their lives with that, and it's very sad. We share this sadness of lost time. Too many of people share this kind of vision of life. Too many of us is trapped in thinking that it has to be how it is. That we can't do nothing now, but in future I will not do those things. I will have a different life. A different life in 5, 10, 15 years or when I retire. When this is exactly the life full of have to do's, should do's, shouldn't do's, when there's no space for a change right here and right now, so it doesn't lead to any change in future. Nothing will change this way. To recognize my needs, I started therapy. It really helped. Then I started dreaming. And it was natural to create goals and plans, and about 2 years ago I had a quiet, clear plan full of steps how to change my life I didn't like into a dream one. And during this time I did many changes. I changed the relations with people. I cut toxic ones, including contacts with my family, toxic people in my family. I quit my job. I changed the direction of my career. I changed my name. I got the divorce. And about 3 months ago, I moved here. I moved abroad. I changed the country where I didn't know anyone to start everything over. It was all possible. It was also extremely difficult. Who of you agrees with me that making life changes is really challenging and scary? Yeah, that's because we are taught that the new experience is also dangerous for us. We are taught, starting from the things our parents did to protect us against danger. This is our survival instinct. This is a system of automatic reactions that try to let us stay alive. It turns on fears and resistance to sabotage the change. It was all great for early people who lived in caves, and there were rules like don't get out of the cave when it's dark, because this is a life-threatening situation. But now, let's look objectively into the life changes we can do. Would changing a job kill us? Would changing the country we live in be dangerous for our lives? Would starting a new business be a possible danger unless we are a part of mafia? This is an interesting life change opportunity, isn't it? When I look at you and when I hear myself inside, I hear no, no way. But this is a rational answer. And our emotions, our fears are not rational at all. Our survival system is not rational. And when we feel the fear inside, it triggers our thoughts. Then we create negative scenarios that proves us that the change we would like to do is not a good option. It's called getting out of the comfort zone, but it's rather a tricky one than a safe one. And let's take an example. Like, for example, changing the job to observe all the mechanism of fears and thoughts, how it's connected and how it sabotages all the changes we would like to do. Let's say, hypothetically, you would like to change your job. You think about the new one, and then you think that you don't know what can happen there. Everything can happen there. It's something unknown. You feel fear. You feel some tension. It grows, and then you start thinking about all the things you can experience there. About everything you experienced before, and everything that was shared with you by other people, that you watched in TV, read in newspapers, on the internet. This is a lot of negative scenarios, and each of them is possible. Then you start thinking that your current job is not so bad. You think about all the good sides of that. And your fear and the tension grows and grows till you think that, okay, I'm making a decision to not make any change in my life. I'm staying in my current job. But this is not a choice between a safe situation and unsafe one. This is a choice between something unknown and the illusion of safety, because all the things you created, all the scenarios you created in your head can actually happen in your current job. Every day you can be fired, every day your colleagues could be replaced, or they could quit the job and there will be someone who you don't like. Your boss can have a breakdown this morning and then you meet them and it will be not possible to stand this person. Everything can happen. I would like to quote Heraclitus. The only thing that is constant is change. And I would like to add there that there's nothing safe. There's no safe space, only the illusion of safety. And the key to making life changes possible and easier for us is to understand this mechanism and to start consciously working with our fears. I would like to share with you my tips how to make life changes, huge life changes possible, not freaking out too much, because we understand all the mechanism. We understand how our survival instinct works. First thing, the most important for me is to not try to distract when we feel our fear, to not try to stop the fear. This is our survival instinct response. We can't turn it off. We can't. And every time we try to do that, we rather intensify the waves of fears, the waves of difficult, overwhelming emotions, and those waves come to us more and more often. So it works against our intention. What we can do is to allow this fear come to us. We can feel it consciously, stay with this fear, and try to observe it with some distance, not believing in all the messages there. What I do is talking with my fear. I'm saying, dear fear, thank you very much that you are here. I understand you tried to save my life. I'm grateful, thank you. But I'm not in danger. I know better that what I'm going to do is safe for me, and I'm going to do that. But stay with me as long as you need. You can be here. I accept you. But we are partners. We have different opinions here. So I will not be scared of you, my dear fear. The second thing that is really good to understand is that when we feel this fear, our subconsciousness thinks that we are in a life-threatening situation. So nothing simpler than to give your subconsciousness a clear message that this is not like that. What you can do is to observe where you are and to point out all the things you see. So, for example, I'm in a restaurant, I'm on a meetup, I'm surrounded by my friends and a lot of new people who can become my friends. They look very nice. And I'm giving a speech. It's not a life-threatening situation. I'm safe, I'm fully safe. What I can also do is to observe all the tensions in my body. When I feel fear, when I feel difficult emotions, my body uptights. So I can focus on a part after a part of my body and try to relax it. The next tip is to try to take the emotions out of myself by drawing or writing them down. This is again a message to your subconsciousness that what you feel is not an integral part of yourself, but something outside. Something like a piece of paper where you wrote down or drew something. It's outside, so you feel natural distance to that. Another option is talking with a friend, of course. And I don't mean the support, feeling understood, listened. There's something more magical in this. It's connected with the thing that what's a big deal for you, it's only a big deal for you. It's not a big deal for anyone else who's not a part of your experience. So when you are sharing your story, when you are sharing your experience with your friend, you naturally internalize the distance of this person to the thing you are talking about. And let's remember that our subconsciousness is the most scared of everything that is unknown. Then there's the fear, and then you trigger the train of thoughts full of negative scenarios that can happen. So nothing easier than visualizing what will happen when you make the change in your life, in details. And the trick is that your subconsciousness doesn't differentiate between what's real and what's imaginary. So you can easily trick it, plus trigger the law of attraction. Then, when your fear is not so high, when you have the control of your actions again, there's the time to make a plan full of goals and baby steps. Baby steps are very important because they don't cause a strong reaction of your survival instinct. So you can do them again and again, every day, a small thing, a toddler step, and then you feel closer to the goal, so you are satisfied, you are motivated, you feel the changes coming to your life. Plus, it's not so difficult. The waves of fear are not so intense, so you are not blocked. Your resistance of change is not so difficult to handle. And the last thing, this is something I truly adore, is tricking yourself every time when you do the good job, every time when you make a step, a baby step. And this is not only about feeling good and spoiling ourselves. It has a deep sense because it triggers the level of dopamine in our brains. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that is responsible for the level of motivation we feel. So when we trick ourselves with gifts, with nice things, after we do the good job, the level of dopamine is higher and we feel more motivated. I'm inviting you to my fan page, Kasia May Less Stress More Joy, and to my blog, kasiamay.com. There will be more about the method to deal with fears and to make plans and goals full of baby steps. And I would like to wish you luck with the life changes you are going to do. I would like to wish you luck in recognizing your needs, creating dreams, making goals and plans, specific plans, and then taking actions. And I would like to sum it up and open up the discussion with a thought that, for me, making a change is not a key. All the journey to make the change happen, this is how we live like a toddler, live with all the senses, live with excitement, emotions, desires, and it makes our lives happy, full. It makes us feel alive. Plus, all the transformation that happens inside us. This is what we need to make changes possible outside. When we reach the changes inside, we are more and more ready to do those big actions in our lives. I wish you luck, and thank you very much for your attention. Thank you. And let's start the discussion.